We begin today with the message of defiance from the former director of the FBI, whose indictment last night marks a radical turn, a literal hinge point in which our country ceased adhering to one of the central tenets of life in a democracy. So begins an ugly new chapter in which an unpopular ruler purges his own political party of prosecutors until he arrives at the weakest link in the chain. That link willing to do what two Republican prosecutors in good standing with MAGA refused to do over a series of years. Here's former FBI Director Jim Comey hours after news broke that he'd been indicted by a grand jury on 2 counts.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees. And you shouldn't either.
Fear, though, is Donald Trump's favored weapon as his administration blows through decades of norms and traditions and begins to actually prosecute Donald Trump's critics, something Trump has wanted to do since his first term. Brand new reporting from MSNBC reveals that it is not clear if there was any prosecutor in the office willing to argue this case. And MSNBC also reports this now, quote, prosecutors in the Eastern District were confiding to each other late Thursday night that Trump's new appointee will have a difficult time finding even one assistant U.S. attorney in her office to help her take Comey to trial.
I'm telling you, he's in the Epstein files. I mean, tell me this isn't another Hail Mary with James Comey to distract, because they are panicking. We have the votes, and they would at the very least have to go on record as saying, no, we vote to protect pedophiles. So that's where we are. Mike Nellis, our friend, said Trump just announced 100% tariffs on pharmaceutical products, which is going to be a disaster for tens of millions of Americans, especially seniors. I mean, the stupidity and incompetence, it is endless. Drummer said, we've gone to a point where the former director of the FBI gets indicted, and we're all like, yeah, this isn't even the worst thing this week. I mean, it's almost impossible to absorb it all, right? I think I'm going to, I'm going to go on vacation next week.
Okay.
Good luck to all y'all. Oh, this one, Snowtown Granny says, anyone notice there's been no recent news releases on the spread of measles or the blossoming resurgence of COVID? Trump's government just says those diseases aren't a thing. They are a thing. Did you see Steve Martin he has COVID. He's 80. He just had to cancel his tour with Martin Short. We know Bella was out last week with COVID.
Thank you, Sean, for filling in.
Thank you, Sean.
Those days.
Thank you very much. Okay. Jane says, I don't want James Comey convicted, but the irony is Shakespearean. If Comey hadn't gone out and told the world he was looking into new information on Hillary Clinton's computer, Trump probably would not have won. If Hillary Clinton had been elected president in 2016, I'm 100% sure James Comey and his family would have had a much better decade of life, and the world would be in a much better place. Scary to think how that one mistake could be the beginning of the end of the U.S. You forget again, what do I always say, Chris? It's all one story. Yep. It was his daughter, Maureen Comey, that was just fired, who led the Epstein. Do you think there's any, connection? She's the one that knows where all the Epstein bodies are buried. This is why she was fired. This one, Robert says, this selling of American TikTok to a Trump-supporting billionaire doesn't even separate TikTok algorithm from its Chinese owner. It only licenses it, so it fixes nothing. Here we go. So now we can get spied on by Trump buddies. Trump MAGA buddies. Dean Obadala sums up for us. In the past week, Trump had Jimmy Kimmel taken off the air, indicted James Comey for criticizing him, demanded New York AG Tish, James, and George Soros be prosecuted, plus designated Antifa, which doesn't exist, a terrorist group, so he can prosecute big donors to the Democratic Party. This is what fascism looks like. That, by the way, is not name-calling. It's just truth. Speaking of polling, 12, give me the overly dramatic Harry Anton on CNN.
RFK's net approval rating. In March, according to Quinnipiac, it was minus 11. You go to June, down we go to minus 15. And now data that's just out this week, minus 21 points. We've seen a drop of 10 points since March.
Dear.
The more RFK Jr. is implementing or trying to implicate his policies, the further down his net approval rating goes. And at this particular point, 21 points underwater is not a place you want to be.
Oh, dear, that is ugly. That is ugly. Ugly. Wow. That's our underwater pole.
Is that it?
Fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see. Yeah. Hear Harry Enton do that voice.
It just gets worser and worser. The FDA says it will conduct a quote-unquote study of the safety protocol of the widely used abortion drug mifepristone in a move that could lead to new dispensing restrictions. New rules around the drug, especially those addressing its widespread availability through telehealth, could severely limit access in states with abortion bans. They're coming for everything, kids. They're coming for everything. Is anyone else just rock and weep silently when you see clips of President Obama speaking? That wasn't really that long ago. I mean, Sean had hair on his balls. I mean, this was not
what?
When Sean was a toddler when Obama was president. This was,
What? Don't ever say that again.
President Obama, accused Trump of violence against the truth for pushing broad claims that using Tylenol when pregnant could increase the risk of autism in newborns. He said, so we have a spectacle of my successor in the Oval Office making broad claims around certain drugs and autism that have continuously been disproved, to the degree to which that undermines public health, to the degree to which it can do harm to women who are pregnant, to the degree to which it creates anxiety for parents who have children who are autistic, which, by the way, itself is subject to a spectrum. A lot of what's being trumpeted as these massive increases actually have to do with the broadening of the criteria across the spectrum so that people can actually get services and help. All of that is violence against the truth. That's a good way to put it on every front, just violence against the truth. And this is why we were saying, Chris, nobody trusts the FBI. Under Kash Patel.
No.
And we are calling BS on this latest ICE. As we were saying, they couldn't rush to, the MAGA relatives of the Charlie Kirk shooter. They couldn't rush to them, and take as Bible that, he had gone left-wing, even though they are far-right, MAGA, Trump-voting Republican gun nuts. But anyway, the brother of this shooter, ICE shooter, said he was not anti-ICE. He wasn't registered to either party. He wasn't political.
Right.
But here they go, and it just magically, really? He wrote something on the bullet again, just like in the Charlie Kirk case.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, what are the chances?
Right.
You're like, so this happens all the time now that they write everything out on it. And then there's notes confessing to everything and or texts.
And calling cars vehicles.
Okay, so this was the acting U.S. attorney yesterday. Nancy Larson.
His words were definitively anti-ICE. That said, we did not find evidence of membership in any specific group or entity, nor did he mention any specific government agency other than ICE. Among his papers, though, was a handwritten note in which, in crude words, he expressed his hatred for the federal government.
Okay, by the way, guess who expressed that? Tim McVeigh and a string of other right-wing shooters. So this Salon says friends of the alleged shooter told one journalist they do not believe he was motivated by opposition to ICE. But they leave anything out of the narrative that might counteract their, this is all, left-wing violence. Here she is again.
He wrote that he intended to maximize lethality against ICE personnel and to maximize property damage at the facility. He hoped to minimize any collateral damage or injury to the detainees and any other innocent people. It seems that he did not intend to kill the detainees or harm them.
Again, Your Honor, conjecture, right? His brother said he had no anti-ICE motivations as far as he knew, not political, and he was a really good shot. So you tell me how he accidentally hit 3 detainees and 0 ICE agents were hurt, which thank God, but I mean, they've expressed to me barely any sympathy at all for this would be the 19th detainee that's died in their custody.
They don't care about those people dying. They think the right people are dying.
Yeah. Another FBI official.
We have been able to confirm that Jan legally obtained an 8mm bolt-action rifle he used in the shooting in August of this year. Based on our investigation to date, we believe Jan acted alone, but I'll stress our investigation continues. This attack, yet again, underscores the dangers that law enforcement face daily.
Here we go, Kash Patel running out ahead releasing information, making threats without, when an investigation is barely started, by the way.
We are properly going to chase them down like the domestic terrorists that they are.
The left.
And our streets and our communities are going to be safer because the JTTF and the FBI and Treasury and DHS and DOJ are going to combine forces like never before to root out this new evil that is perpetrating our criminal activities across our societies. And we are just so thankful for your leadership and recognition of it. It's not easy to do.
Good job.
By the way, have they?
Good job.
Yeah. Have they made any comment on this? 80-year-old Van Nuys car wash owner that
No.
ICE brutalized?
Because the right people were brutalized, according to them.
He's filed a lawsuit. There is surveillance video. He stepped outside to speak with agents, offering proof his employees were legally authorized to work, but was instead cursed at, pushed back, body slammed into the pavement. 3 agents jumped on his back, one forcing a knee onto his neck. Where have we seen that? While others restrained his arms, despite agents later acknowledging he was a U.S. citizen, he said he was denied phone calls to his family, released without charges. He was left with broken ribs, head trauma, and other serious injuries. Okay, so I would like to, hear them say one thing about, and by the way, the other 2 detainees are in critical condition. So this tragedy it may get even worse. If you're a homeowner in America, you need to listen to this. The FBI has been warning about a type of real estate fraud on the rise called title theft. Yikes. And your equity is the target. Here's how it works. Criminals can forge your signature on a single document, use a fake notary stamp, file it with the county, and just like that, on record, they own your home. Using your ownership, they can take out loans against your equity or even sell your property, and you won't even know about it until a foreclosure or a collection notice shows up in your mail. Yeah, that's why I have partnered with Home Title Lock, so you can protect your equity and find out today if you're already a victim. Go now to HometitleLock.com/Stephanie. You'll get a free title history report and a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of all of your title records, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud occurs, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Don't be a victim. Protect your equity today. Go to HometitleLock.com/Stephanie. One more time, that's HometitleLock.com/Stephanie.